Well, some of the most intriguing aspects of the Zune, which I think could be pretty interesting, are the fact is because it has Wi-Fi, you could share some of your music with other people. It remains to be seen how smoothly this will be carried out, but I like the idea that you're listening to something and you could just beam it off to a friend who supposedly can listen to the song 3 times before the friend has to either buy it or get rid of it. So that's pretty interesting, and I think it's interesting if you could look at the music collection of the person who's listening to something. It's a great thing to be able to say, not only ask someone, what's on your iPod or Zune, but say, let me see your music collection, and that could be a pretty interesting thing. It's interesting how Microsoft is trying to attain a role of hipness which isn't associated with it. So in this case, they brought in some music bloggers and they had them play with it, and it'll be interesting to see if Microsoft is successful in co-opting the blogosphere to jump in on this. It's a totally different kind of approach to Apple, which maintains as best it can total silence and then springs it in a dramatic introduction. Microsoft is planning some big launch events here, but people already know what's coming. So maybe if Microsoft is smart, they're holding back something big and keeping it a secret, and they'll be able to say, hey, we've got one more thing to Zune. What Zune is going to do, I think, is try to say that we're a platform. We're going to go out to all sorts of devices, and the Wi-Fi at first is Microsoft's stake in the ground to say, hey, we're giving you an innovation that Apple doesn't have. So I think that they're looking really ahead. They're looking over the hill to the next fight to say, here's the way that you could start thinking about Zune as something social, something bigger than just a music player, because I think they see Apple's next step down the road would be a phone that has music, and connectivity would be part of that scheme there. So I think that they're really putting themselves in position for the next battle rather than thinking they're going to outsell iPod this Christmas, which would be ridiculous. In the long term, music has to be a connected, sharing pursuit for people. Digital music really changes everything, and the iPod was successful because it was able to ride along, right? Just get on that horse and ride it to a certain degree. When we solve a few more problems, like how to get everything just connected really well, solve the battery life problems, and especially solve the digital rights problems, then we're going to have a new world in music. And I don't think you could fight that by just slapping down punitive digital rights managements on songs. So I think in the long term, Wi-Fi is an opening of a door to really share music, which is the future of music. Is having everyone be in a sense their own mini disc jockeys or maybe mini record labels.